Okay guys, welcome back. Long time no see. There's my little friends over there walking around in the field. Can't let them in the cab because they were playing with the skunk 2 nights ago. So anyway, we are in the field cultivating, and I'm going to stop and have a brief little conversation about what is going on. And so today is May 10th. This field here that I'm on was where I had the K-State soybeans last year. They did most excellent, good weed control. I was out here a month ago when it was still, we were in D2 drought, I think, at that point in time, and it was pretty dry and pretty cold. And I came out here and did a disc pass on this field, and now here we are a full month later. So what happened after that initial pass was that it stayed cool and dry, and then sometime right around the end of April we had this extended rainy period. It ended last Sunday for us. In that period of that rainfall that happened, basically April 25th to May 10th, we were close to 10 inches of rain. And so nothing grew cool. And then after that rain, things have started. So you look out on the ground there and you can see that very light green cast of weeds coming. They're talking rain again next week. Our temperatures have still not gotten very high, but I am out with the field cultivator. You can see my depth gauge there. It's very shallow. So what I'm doing is I'm very shallowly scratching the soil surface, take out a flush of weeds. Yes, it's wet. I had to go around the wet hole over there. You can see an untilled part of the field. I had to go around that wet hole. Otherwise I would have buried the tractor. But I am taking out a flush of beans. One of the reasons that I'm pushing, quote, quote, pushing on this field a little bit ahead of time is because the rain is coming. I have had, this is the third day in a row that we've had low humidity, high pressure, and good breezes, and so the ground is drying. But we have this rain coming, and this field is destined for corn. If I look off to my left here, that bottom there had corn last year. There will be beans planted there, but that bottom is a hair lower. But since it is headed to beans, I will not push on it. I will not field cultivate it. The only places that I'm pushing on right now today in this window, and when I say pushing, that means working the ground a bit too wet. The only place I'm pushing is where I want to get corn planted. So I'm gonna stale seed bed this. I'm gonna take out a flush of weeds. We'll probably have another week of cool, wet, rainy weather, and then hopefully, plant 7 to 10 days, like the last month of May. That's kind of looking like the optimistic scenario right now. But that's what we got going on. A thought about bean ground. So bean ground going to corn, you do not want to work it too wet. The weed that I have problems with corn is foxtail and morning glory, and both of those like a seed bed that you worked too wet and left a little bit cloddy. So in general, I don't like to work soybean ground too wet, but this is an instance where I am, and it goes back to the high pressure drying conditions and going, quote, quote, relatively shallow and relatively fast, and leaving that seed bed there. So because I am turning up a few small clods, I'm not fragmenting it. That's the way I like to leave this soil surface ahead of a rain. And so some thoughts on field cultivation. in the spring, and a little bit of organic management. Thanks for watching, guys.